guys, welcome back to this channel. This is part 4. First question from USP Studio: how to use the Nakshatra energies to decipher career and profession? Should we look at the Janma Nakshatra or 10th from Janma Nakshatra or 10th Lord Nakshatra? So my question would be, are you into tarot? Are you moving things through mental strength? Or maybe are you a proponent of the philosophy, fake it until you make it? So we have this literal descriptive astrology, which is trying to get the narrative or a theme from one thing and then to put it onto the area of life. So therefore I'm saying that this approach is like tarot. I'm not denying the importance of the nakshatra, which is definitely there. It's written in the text. People have attraction to the nakshatra system because it is like tarot. It's a taking one description or a theme or a narrative and is using this theme for the specific area, like relationship or career life. And this is very interesting for people who are finding or looking for some kind of meaning in some areas of life, because this is providing the meaning, providing the direction, providing the azimuth, we could say. The azimuth is from the samt, Arabic word, then by the old French translated, the samt means the direction. So this is bringing that meaning, direction, which we all need in these current times, which are azimuth-less times. The nakshatra also falls into this category of Hillman psychology about the archetypes which are personal. So he took basically, probably also very much inspired by Indian philosophy, he took that Jungian archetypes and provided this and personalized them. So we have like this nakshatra, they have the devata, and from this devata we are extrapolating the meaning, and then we are throwing that meaning onto some areas of life. So this is very interesting. But I was saying about this mental thing, because the nakshatra are mainly showing this mental perspective, because even the word is coming from this protection, the triad of the night. So they are the protectors of the night. They are very much related to the moon. Therefore, they show sustenance power and also mental approach. So for the career life is what's going on in your mind when it comes to the profession, when you are working. So this could be used for fame, this could be used for what elements need to be there to make you happy in the career life. Therefore, it also falls more into category of how you should work than what you should do, or what elements should be there in every type of work. So therefore, it's not very useful to describe the type of work. Like for example, we get from Aruda or 10 from Navamsha or the Dashamsa. Then we have a question from Jiva Shiba. Hi Rafa, what can be concluded if all planets in Navamsha are idle, exalted, or in their own sign, while in the one they are debilitated or in the enemy sign? So probably you are describing here the people of Kali Yuga. This could also mean that marriage will save you, right? The Navamsha is better. Some people will interpret it this way. I would say it's too general. Also in the text we have interesting shlokas like, if you don't have any debilitated planet in the Rashi, Navamsha or Shastyamsa, then you cannot get success in Kali Yuga. So this is the verse from Deva Keralam. So this is also, I would say, interesting idea between the left and right. Are we in progressive times or are we regressing, right? According to this right or traditional conservative approach, then we are falling down. But in many, if you will see movies like Barbarians, for example, then the old good times doesn't look so fabulous ethically. So this Rashi will show ideals, the Navamsha is more about the fortune, everything goes mentality. This is this conformist question, right? Can you compromise the rules to gain something, right? So are there any type of rules you are following? For example, if you have Atma Karaka in the 5th in the Navamsha or in the 9th, then you like the true, you like the Dharma. Also the 9th house in the Rashi it's very pronounced, then you may also following the Dharma. So this may be some higher meaning. Are you following some higher meaning, right? Otherwise our life is restricted to that animal-like lives. I'm not saying that we are not animals, but some of us may have some higher consciousness which may be built to create something. This is to create something which other animals, non-human animals, cannot create. Then we have from Maya Mayuki, 11 from Aruda Lagna, negative planets. I assume you are thinking here about the Malefics, right? So in Kali Yuga, everyone probably have this. No? So this is per Brihat Parashara Shastra, it is showing the illegal means for wealth, but we have to think what kind of jobs are positively, ethically. For example, when we talk about gentrification, when the whole segments of society are thrown outside of this city, right? Is it ethically positive? How about marketing, when you are enchanted to purchase some kind of services or goods which are completely useless or not so useful as they are marketed? Also, we could ask about the distinction between the malefics and debilitation, because the Avashta will basically show about the ideals. The malefics are just showing something harsh. We have this idealism versus the harsh. Of course, the low ideals can enable the harshness, but also sometimes the harshness is used for the very high ideals. Like we have some structure, which is sun, right? The structure is enforcing some rules which are not always fine, like a discipline, right? Therefore, the sun is a very great example. The positive and the positive harshness, right? So the malefics are bringing this harsh energy. And then we have a question from Manika Roy. Can we know from a chart that the person will earn from early in life, between 18 to 21? So this is like early slave yoga or early nice inheritance yoga. Kids working in the factory, or sometimes it's kids helping the parents with the business, or they are getting some money for some help, right? So the first planet in that second cycle is the sun. So if you have sun connected to 9th house or 10th from the moon, then you will normally work very early. Also, if a moon is connected to the 9th house, we say that the person can earn from early age, right? If it's before that, then there is the first cycle, then you would need another type of planets, or just use the dasha related in that age, right? In that span of age. And if this is connected to these points of wealth or points of career life in your chart. Then we have a question from Amrita. Please talk about Tapashvi Yoga, what it indicates. If it ends in Lagna with retro malefic, how it will affect in the dasha. So are you up to date with these episodes of this show? Because we were doing the Graha Malika and Tapashvi Yoga. I'm not sure if you are not talking about Graha Malika here, if you are not mixing this, because you are saying about if this ends in Lagna. So this could be cruel Tapashvi, right? Or Tapashvi who is not truthful, because the ascendant is all about the satya, about the truth. Or this could be a Tapashvi with a bad reputation. He did something wrong with the Tapashvi, so he got the wrong reputation. So we could say, what are the reasons for Tapasya? Because often this proponents of the Sattvic or Tapasya, they could be very egoistical people. It could be in that direction of this hyper individualism, which is coming from this Western philosophy. This is marrying the concepts of Eastern philosophy. So we have this Tapashvi coming from Eastern and this Western ideas of hyper-individualism. So we have this egoist sattva, egoistical Tapashvis who are doing the things for themselves or just for sattvic fun, right? Like the Deva have. The Devas, the gods, they are having this sattvic fun with a lot of peace, long-term happiness, with knowledge. Everything is nice. Drinking the matcha, nice smoothie, and so on. Or maybe Tapashvi is just hard work, right? I am performing the hard work, the Tapashvi, for just money or status. I can do a lot of hard work, right? If you have fiery grahas related to 10th house, then you are this hard worker. We have question from Shimron. Good and easiest way to calculate the timing of marriage, is it 7th house, Lord, Venus, Darakaraka, or transit? So basically we did some bandhana yoga timing, right? Because it's end of your freedom. Then we have Saturn coming to 12th house from Moon. So naturally this is showing Saturn coming to your life, right? I'm just joking. The Saturn is in 12th from Moon in transit. This is the Sadashati, can show the marriage because the transits of Saturn is bringing that value, the changes. So it can bring marriage or divorce. Now you need to use the dashas to understand what's going on. So you may consider watching the video here to understand the difference between the dasha and transits. So even if we know the point, sometimes it's not the points, but the type of dasha you are using for that and how you are using the dasha. So the points for marriage are well known, right? It is 7 from Venus, it is 12 in Rashi and 7 in the Navamsha. But the art is now to pinpoint which planet among few candidates will really bring the marriage. So that is the difficult part. And then we have from Sanskrit similar how to see which month or season. So in the yearly chart we can draw the Titi Pravesh, so that's, or the Pratyantara Dasha. This is basically how we are dabbling with this problematic of monthly prediction. Then we have the question from you're the best. If there is Simhasana Yoga in Navamsha, will it activate after marriage? So after marriage, there is no Simhasana possible. The problem is that the Navamsha houses are working a bit different. So generally the concept that the yogas in the Navamsha may get activated after marriage is partially correct. But the problem is that the houses are working in a bit different way. Therefore, I'm not using it in such a way. And then we have from Jaya Shiban, can Ketu in 7th house without any aspect in conjunction give good marriage, or is it no marriage or late marriage? So we could say also that any marriage is kind of mistake. And we are not one yoga astrologers. So one yoga is just too abstract to say anything, right? So this Rahu and Ketu in 1 and 7, what we can definitely say? We can say that there is this feeling of otherness. With other people, this could be all people, because the houses are like directions and roles. And the karaka is the substance. And for the direction and roles, to fulfill them, you need the substance to have it in life and feel it, especially. Have it and feel it. So you are having the substance and then you are feeling. Therefore, this karaka is working mentally, but this is coming from external. So you need to have that substance to mentally enjoy it. So this is the karaka. So if there is no Venus in Ketu, because the Ketu is drying up the 7th house, then you may look for Venus in 12th house. So this may inspire you for affairs. But then, as I said, it has to be connected with Venus, Upapada and Navamsha. Okay guys, if you like this video so far, please don't forget to click the thumbs up. You are helping me with this algorithm to make it more visible on this platform. And consider subscribing if you'd like to get notified about similar videos coming up in the future. Now let's go back to the rest of the answers. We have a question from Minecraft. In whose dasha or one is expected to be famous, Lagna Lord or 10th Lord? So what is fame, right? Is it fame coming from doing something extraordinary? Then 10th Lord, definitely. But is it just doing something viral, right? Astrology of viralness. So also, I would say it has to do a lot with brilliance. If you create something which is extraordinary and is new, right? Especially in that current concept of fame, how people are now getting fame through social media, then it's mostly about doing something original. So I would say that the brilliance is very important now. But for general thing, this is the Lagna, right? So in Rashi, there are rules for Drekana also, and in the Varga, so the ascendant in Varga will show fame restricted to that area of life. Then we have question from Marganita, what does it mean if the Aruda Lagna is empty but is aspected by 3 malefics? So you can dream and you can have a lot of wishes, but we need to have resources. So that is the difference between Graha and Rasi Drishti, and also there is showing Jadatma and Jivatma. Jadatma is objects, Jivatma is people. In the late stage capitalism, this is of course mixed, right? The people are the objects. So if something is free, you are a marketing element of some kind of strategy. But to answer this question, you need the Rasi Drishti for the Arudas, because you need the resources, right? So Graha Drishti is more about desires, wishes. So very important for curses, for example. The Graha Drishti is very important for curse, because someone needs to have that emotion of anger to curse you. There are also emotions are involved, but for Arudas, property, finances, fortune, all that, assets, Rasi Drishti, then we need to see. Then we have Marganita in Navamsha, Mars in Aquarius, Rahu in Aries, Saturn in Scorpio. How to interpret this Sambandha? How does it work? So this is Parivartana. It's quite advanced question from Ashish. Sun, Lagna, Sun, Moon, Man in 5th. So this is Amavasya, Sun and Moon. Moon and Mercury is for Pandit, doctor, publishing. Sun, Mercury is Pandit, right? Sun, Mercury is the Pandit. We have question from Yola Dietetics. Saturn, Sun, Jupiter in 5th. Is it a Jupiter cursed? Very much so. Very high chance, because 5th house is the Karaka of Jupiter, and then we have Jupiter with 2 malefics. So person may have problem with that 5th house Jupiter, kids, mantra, and the future. also people we are working with. So definitely it's there. But there could be situation when there is other planet. For example, let's say you have Mercury in 7. The Saturn will aspect that Mercury, and let's say you have Rahu in 1st. So you have Rahu Saturn on Mercury, and then this Mercury could be the main curse. Jupiter is not the main one, right? So you may have affliction by 2 malefics, but there could be another affliction which is more important, because that graha will be more afflicted, like Mercury in 5th could be more afflicted due to the Marana Karkastana position. We have a question from Yogatara about the transits of Saturn, Sun, Venus, Mercury. So this again falls into this good to be true category. This is wishful thinking. Astrology would be great if that would work. We have some area, right? And then there's coming this Venus, Mercury. So we have this symbolism of Venus, Mercury, and this is coming to some area of life. Too good to be true. It's nice. It's a very nice concept. But in our research and our tradition, we have seen that this is not giving very repetitive results. It's not bringing us anything in reality, right? So this can be nice concept. We can double it aesthetically, artistically, as a fun, but there is no big relation to reality. So in transits, we are using mainly the Saturn, Rahu, Ketu, of course, the nodes, Saturn, Jupiter, Sun, and the Moon. These are very important for transits. Then we have question from Himansh, Ketu benefic in 8 from the Aruda Lagna. I would say don't skate. Some people are treating Aruda as only image, illusion. So this is very interesting, because 8 from Aruda Lagna would mean what? Illusionary accident, right? So Aruda is illusion in relation to truth as a Brahman, right? So in the sense that everything around us is illusion. So therefore this accident, this word comes from kader, which means the fall from Latin, right? So Ketu is the fall in sense of missing something, like missing the step, missing the stair, and you are falling. Rahu is more about falling morally. And 8 from Aruda Lagna nodes, if they are placed there, it can create some kind of accidents, problems with legs. And this also has to do with apamrityu, which is may show also death. Therefore, I was saying in the beginning, don't skate with this placement. We have then from Bipin Rahu in 9 from Aruda Lagna. In Shastra, it says that everything in 9 from Aruda Lagna is good, even the Gulika, right? We will read in Jaimini Upadesha Sutra. This is the foreigners are helping you a lot. Maybe you should then stay abroad, right? This is very interesting. How's the 9 from Aruda Lagna? Because it is connecting the Sattva and Tamas. So 9th house is very positive. This protection power is there. But the whole apokrima from Aruda is Tamas. So everything is dying there. So therefore, it's like transformation. So 3, 6, 9, and 12. These are the apokrima houses. From normal ascendant, they are showing Sattva. But from Aruda Lagna, because it's a reflection, this is more for Tamas. So that would be also similar to Moon with Ketu in the Navamsha. If Moon is in Ketu with Navamsha, then you have not so much happiness from own people, and then you may go to foreigners. So here also 9 from Aruda Lagna may show this protection, support from the foreigners. Okay guys, so that was the last question. I hope you find this session valuable or at least entertaining. If you do, please don't forget to click the like button. Subscribe if you'd like to get notification about similar great videos about astrology in the future. Thank you for being here and see you in the next one.